What's up, SNA fans? Yeah, sorry about that internet connection difficulties, but yeah, back here with the second clip of the Raw review, and we're gonna continue to talk about the Kofi and Xavier Woods versus Kaiser and Vinci match, like in the tag team street fight match. But this is where we this. But anyway, we're back to the review. This is where we got Ludwig Kaiser was getting what was coming to him, and that was a double team whipping with the kendo sticks, with them whiplashing from his wounds, like with the wooden stick structure, until they got broken off, until they got broken off with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods beating it on Ludwig Kaiser too much, to the point until it broke right off, like if it was WWE 2K23 or 2020 or WWE 2K24, like if they still have that, like when you hit your opponents too many times to a point that that splits right open, like splits right open right after hitting it too much on your opponent, or something hard, I should say. But this is where we got. It's where Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston then grab another table, which fans were more excited about, as much as they were about the more than that near feud, that near not near feud, their near brawl between Damian Priest and Gunther after he just pushed Dominic Mysterio, like after trying to challenge him for the Intercontinental Championship, like. What is up with these fans being absolutely excited about brawls and tables? Much like they're more excited than that than the Homeless Man, and Hurricane, and Booker T himself. But anyway, this is where we got Xavier Woods going right up on the top rope in the bottom right. This is where he tried to go for a flying elbow drop right onto Giovanni Vinci with a big elbow drop right onto him, right through the table, which I believe Xavier Woods hurt his arm in the process, where Kofi started beating his chest. He's like, let's go. Like my boy Xavier Woods did. And this is where fans start cheering, like, this is awesome. Clap, 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 clap. This is where they start censoring out the holy sugar honey iced tea chant, because they start eventually saying that as well, which I believe that it's all part of the before they start fully having this censored out along with the F word to the episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. But anyways, but yeah, like you get the point, Mike. But yeah, now finally AEW starting to take this influence from WWE of having them censor their S words now and not allowing the WWE, their talent of saying it without being censored, or should I say uncensored to be more proper. But anyway, this is where the usual midnight hour, because obviously Big E's not there at the moment, and he probably won't be there until the next few months, like at least 4 or 5, maybe even 6 months from now. But anyway, but he's gonna unfortunately miss another WrestleMania from 2 years ago at WrestleMania 38, But anyway, this is where they would have gotten away with this victory if it wasn't for that meddling older child of Gunther's, which is Ludwig Kaiser, which he slid the referee out of the ring because the New Day had that one after hitting that new self. But this is where Kofi Kingston did not like this. This is where he hit the suicide dive right onto Ludwig Kaiser with the kendo stick right into his face. This is where Kofi's like, all right, let's go. Yeah, you want to try to ruin our moment? Like, I'm gonna ruin yours by doing such a I'm gonna humiliate your moment, like of you trying to make a redemption before you can even attempt to. This is where Kofi Kingston throws in Ludwig Kaiser back in the ring. This is where fans were giving WWE their positive feedback of this match, of them doing a successful job executing it in this very entertaining way. But anyway, this is where Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston try to hit another double team maneuver right onto, but this time like to what's his name, to Ludwig Kaiser. This is where they try to hit the original Midnight Hour with with Kofi. I'm not Kofi, Dave Woods paying homage to Big E, with him going for the big ending position, while Kofi does that what's that the double axe handle maneuver right onto Ludwig. But this is where, before he can even jump off the top rope, this is where Giovanni Vinci pushes him right off the top. This is where he crashed right onto what's the tablet of the table. That's what the table's name. He pushes him right onto the tablet of the table. This is where Ludwig Kaiser flips out of the fireman's carry. This is where Xavier Woods hits a big elbow right into the face. This is where Xavier Woods tried to grab onto Giovanni Vinci's bald head, which I believe Simon did not appreciate. But this is where we got Giovanni Vinci whacked him with, what was it, like that he hit him with? It was something. It was like right after he threw Kofi out of the ring. Like, he was sitting around and this is where I think it was a piece of a table, yeah, if not a steel chair. It was, because it was so quickly he used it and hit him right into the head with the weapon. This is where Ludwig Kaiser hits him face first right into the other chair that was wedged right into the bottom left corner, which helped him got the win, because after he hit him with that wedged chair right through the middle turnbuckle, this is where he rolled him up into the surprise roll, which is the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment. Got the 1, 2, 3, and your winner, the Imperium. And hopefully, for even for being such a great match, hopefully this is not the end of their feud, because it'll be very awkward that it ended in this way, because the Imperium won with basically the surprise roll up, which that's like a side move to do, like when it shows that the feud is not over, like just to continue the rivalry and give a reason why they're getting a rematch, because it just ended in a very too easy way, and not by like a hard working way, like with Ludwig and Giovanni Vinci not hitting their finishing maneuver, that power bomb European uppercut double team combo like maneuver. Like until they hit that move, or if New Day hits the Midnight Hour, for the 1, 2, 3 victory, it seems like this rivalry won't end anytime soon. And if WWE does end it, I'll be thinking like, what the hell got into them for doing that? Like, because it seems like it needed like one more match, like anyways, like just right before they even called it quits into this feud between the former tag team champions. But anyway, this is where we got Grayson. We got a hype up of Grayson Waller before his match against Cody Rhodes, into this vignette of him starting from NXT with him facing the likes of LA Knight and Braun Breaker in NXT, and also even AJ Styles when he made a special guest appearance onto the Black and Gold brand, which it was the splashing color brand at the time. But yeah, and then this was that he came from just another guy from the new era of NXT to a future megastar on the main roster. Basically, that's what the vignette was. Like, he's like, I'm now I'm the Aussie icon that's going to add beating Cody Rhodes in his first Monday Night Raw main event, into my success list of things that I achieved in my run in WWE in history. And he's like, and I am he's like, I am going to defeat him, and I am going to brag it right on my Grayson Waller effect, which I'm not sure what that's going to do. Like, it's just going to be a win. Like, it's going to be a win. Like a win's a win. I mean, it's gonna give you a good resume, but on a random episode of a Monday night show, I'm not sure if it's gonna show any kind of achievement. Which I'll say maybe it will be some kind of achievement. Maybe it will be on the history books, like being the one that can beat Cody and that can be Cody, that the guy that could be Cody before he even defeated Roman Reigns. And let me be kind of a spoiler here. Unfortunately, he did not beat the future undisputed WWE champion. But I'm not going to get into that just yet. But I'm going to move on to the next slide. However, with Adam Pearce on the road with Adam Pearce on the phone with what's his name, Big Bronson Reed, with him when she was on the phone telling him congratulations, like and there won't be no arrangements of him getting an opportunity for a championship at this time, unfortunately. And they have to work things out like after Mania, like of him getting any title match or something. But he was off the phone. Yeah, he said congratulations to him with his newborn baby that his wife gave birth to. And this is where Chad Gable came in the office. This is where he's like hey, Adam, and then this is where Chad Gable's like, ask him like, can I have a minute with him? This is where Adam Pearce was like, yeah, like absolutely. Like, and by the way, like your victory over Ivar was absolutely impressive. Like it showed that you're one day going to be a future main eventer. And this is where Chad Gable's like, yeah, absolutely. And he's like, and first of all, thank you about that with his trademark catchphrase, a thank you with the peace sign. This is where he's like, well, and this is where it's like, I want to talk to you about Gunther, about you gonna have your biggest mid-card guys that will be giving you a reason why they should get a shot at Gunther's Intercontinental Championship, and then this is their moment. Well, this is my moment here because I've been hunting Gunther for his title for a very long time now. Like, you know that, Adam. Like, and I was like, yeah, including me. Like, I knew that. Like, that's when I started doing my SNA podcast. When in your first time around fighting Gunther for that IC title, like, I thought it would probably be at the end of in December of 2023, closing out the year as the new Intercontinental Champion. Like on the fact that he already the reigning champion by that time of the Honky Tonk Man, but it seems like he's gonna hold on to that title until this year's WrestleMania, with somebody being his number one contender, which we wonder who like the New Day would chant out, which unfortunately won't be neither of the New Day members because they also fall into the hands of the ring general, except for a certain big man of their group. But that'll be another story for another day. But this is where Chad Gable's like, and this is where he's like, and please, like, give me an opportunity, like, as a competitor and also as a father. And you, because the last time, like, I was this close of beating Gunther and taking his championship away, but that's not the number one thing that haunts me. But what does haunt me, number one, is that he made my daughter upset into tears, and she was very sad at that night, and he laughed right in front of her, and that was very. And then he also called me a terrible father, and I am not going to let that slide. Like, I'm not going to tolerate him embarrassing me and humiliating me right in front of my family in that night. And I'm telling you, please give me a number one contender opportunity to get my revenge and get justice for my daughter, for him humiliating not only me but her as well. And then this is where Chad Gable's like, and I need to make this right. Please, Adam, give me a number one opportunity, under any circumstances, just please, this just means war. Please consider it as war. To get justice for my family and most importantly to my daughter. And this is where Adam Pearce is like, all right, I like your enthusiasm, Chad. And And like, way to go! You earned yourself a spot of being one of the number one contenders for 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 Gunther's Intercontinental Championship, which I hope he does. Which I now hearing this from Chad Gable and this backstage conversation in this segment, like, really wants me to see Chad Gable win, and hopefully Chad Gable will have his family there, like his wife and kids, watching in the front row of seeing their father and husband finally dethrone the ring general and bring the goal home to his family as the new IC champion. But let me know in the comments down below if you agree with me of now fully predicting that Chad Gable is going to be the one to dethrone, because like, one, he asked for this opportunity, and two, I cannot think of any other guy like besides Sheamus and Sami Zayn, but one, I think Sheamus is not going to make it at this year's WrestleMania, and two, Sami Zayn is the kind of a guy that's not going to be winning the championship at Mania, unfortunately, unless they change their mind with Chad Gable, which I don't think they should at this time, because Chad Gable really needs to finish his story as a Intercontinental Champion, and finally win some singles gold in WWE once and for all as well, and show that he's more than ready of becoming a singles competitor and a successful one at that. Well, especially by showing that reason, like when he defeated Ivar in that one-on-one match before the main event of that Monday Night Raw and Go Home show before Elimination Chamber. And this is where we got a hilarious post from from Michael Cole with him taking a picture and posting it on X that Pat McAfee nearly got his butt kicked by the ring general by doing that wave dance, like right in front of Gunther's face, like right before he faced Jey Uso, which he has a problem with guys taking his opponent's side, especially like the ones that he's defending his championship against. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if it's made you laugh it's made you laugh out loud, or just gave you a little chuckle. But either way, let me know in the comments down below. This is where we got a tag team match with Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, which kind of lasted for like a good 15 minutes, I believe. But I'm gonna give you the skinny of my version of the recap between the team away and the tough women of Starks and Baszler, which I think this is some kind of a number one contenders match, I guess, like to see who's next in line for Kairi Sane and Asuka's tag team championships, which Shayna Baszler gave a big high five to Zoe Stark before she got it started with Candice LeRae, which I was thinking, like, didn't they wrestle before on NXT? I was like, oh, that's right. They wrestled each other on the first night of the Wednesday Night War against AEW Dynamite 5 years ago. But now seeing them now as a tag team, a mid-card tag team on Monday Night Raw, like, and you think back, like, they used to be main eventers on NXT, like it used to be main eventers on NXT fighting for the NXT Women's Championship, even though Candice LeRae never got a chance of winning the NXT Women's Championship. But she did one a couple years after that of the Women's Tag Team Championship, but that's another story for another day. But yeah, like, you're thinking now, like, of then, and now they're fighting for Women's Tag Team Gold, which for us IWC guys, we hope that we will be seeing them fighting for Women's Championship Gold, like in the main event scene in the women's division. But anyway, this is where we got Baszler and Candice LeRae going at. This is where Candice LeRae was tiring out Baszler by hitting some step up enziguris and some running sentons right onto Baszler's back. This is where she hits a big forearm right to Zoe Stark's face, send her right to the bottom right. This is where Shayna Baszler go for a clothesline, but this is where Candice LeRae dodges out of the way, hits a running hip attack right onto the the midsection of Baszler. This is where she went right onto the right-hand apron, hit a running senton right on to Zoe Stark. She must have been watching a replay of Goldust a decade ago when he used to do that, when he used to team with Cody Rhodes back when they were the Brotherhood days, like back in their Brotherhood days in 2014, of course. But this is where Candice LeRae then knees Baszler Iron in the face right after after Shayna Baszler unsuccessfully hit a spear right off the apron to Candice LeRae. This is where she went back in the ring. This is where she hit the tornado DDT. This is where she tried to get back up, but this is where Shayna Baszler caught her with a knee strike right into her face. This is where Baszler's like, yeah, that was pretty impressive, but not enough to keep me down for good. This is where Baszler then bends Candice LeRae's right arm. This is where she trapped him right into like some kind of what's that? I would say like a mousetrap kind of position. This is where I believe she took off her hair tie off. This is where she threw it right into Candice LeRae's face, like she do with all her victims that she broke. That she broke. Like she does to everybody that she broke her arm to. This is where she stomps. This is where she stomps on that arm. This is where she nearly broke it. Like I believe she was probably halfway there, of course. But this is where she started grabbing onto her left arm. This is where she tagged in her tag partner Zoe Stark. This is where Zoe Stark then tried to go for a wrist lock right onto LeRae, start bending that same arm and try to mess it up more to use it as their advantage. This is where she went, put it right between her legs and leg dropped it and bend it more back where it should not be bending. This is where she started grabbing on, trying to go for like a elbow, and I'll say like an elbow and forearm lock by bending it right into the middle ropes. This is where the referee was counting one, counting two, like right onto the corner. This is where he throws. This is where he throws Candice LeRae face first right onto the turnbuckle. This is where she started rubbing her forearm right into the face of Candice LeRae. This is where she picks up the former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. This is where she hits her with this very cool half snapdragon suplex by spinning her around like boom and hit her face first right into the middle of the ring, which it looked very painful at the same time, along with it being very awesome the way the former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion did it to the other fellow NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. Here's where she tried to go for a pin onto Candice LeRae, but Candice LeRae kicks out at 2.2. This is where she started shoving. This is where she started shoving what's her name, Candice LeRae's head until Candice LeRae got back up and countered and hit a code breaker right into the face. This is where she finally got back up on her feet, tags in her on-screen daughter, Indy Hartwell, with Zoe Stark trying to attack her before she can even enter the ring, but she put her right in the face, right when she ducked her head right into the middle of the ropes. This is where she hits a big boot right into Shayna Baszler. This is where Indy Hartwell went right back to Zoe Stark hitting another clothesline. This is where she kicks her right in the gut. This is where she started hitting some right hands like repeatedly, like double times the charm. This is where Zoe Stark tried to go for a clothesline right into Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell ducks. This is where she slides a run dip right into the rope. This is where she gets tagged in by Baszler. But this is where Indy Hartwell hit a double A spine buster right onto Zoe Stark. This is where Shayna Baszler grabs onto Indy Hartwell. This is where she goes for the carry for the clutch right onto her, like trying to got it locked in. This is where Indy Hartwell tapped out. This is where she got the win by submission. This is where both Starks and Baszler win by submission in this tag team match. And this is where they celebrated by raising each other's hands, like with them possibly getting the spot for the women's tag team championship, which I wouldn't doubt it will be on next week's Raw or even this week's SmackDown or the week after that SmackDown, whichever one. And do you think that they will have their tag team championship match against the Kabuki Warriors sooner or later? Do you think it could be sooner as this coming week SmackDown or next Monday or the week from this, or do it be later on the day like at WrestleMania? Let me know in the comments down below. But let's move on to the next slide. This is where we got. This is where we got R-Truth backstage, in which I believe he was in in the Judgment Day's clubhouse, I believe. I mean, this is where the Miz and DIY found R-Truth. This is where the Miz is like, what the hell are you doing back here? I thought you were done with the Judgment Day. And this is where R-Truth was like, what's up? Like DX, like it's the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and the Cerebral Assassin Triple H, which it's obviously not DX, the real DX. Like it's actually Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, DIY even. But yeah, like I said before, and I'll say it again, but one half of DX is the reason why they are in WWE, of seeing their talent in the independent scene, of both Johnny and Tommaso, being in the independent circuit for the past 10 years or even 8 years, or how long it's been. I would say probably. I'll say when it comes to, just standard. The best way to describe it, I would say just 10 years. I'll say for the past 10 years. So he brought him in NXT, which they were a successful tag team and even won NXT Gold, with Johnny Gargano held in one occasion, while Tommaso Ciampa held in 2 occasions, multiple times. He held the North American title 3 times. He held the NXT Tag Team Championship about 2 times. But hopefully he wins the championship gold, but not at this time. But I would say because he has some other championship gold that he has in his achievement goals. Like Monday Night Raw have a chance of fighting for that championship. But this is where we got, or even though it was Paul Levesque Triple H, that's what we said. But this is where. This is where R-Truth was like, oh, hey, what's up, Miz? This is where Miz is like, how you doing? I'm just reminiscent of the Judgment Day, which I kind of missed them, even though they betrayed me. And then this is where Johnny Gargano's like, don't worry, we're here to cheer you up and seeing what you're doing. This is where the Miz was like, we're gonna make sure we're just telling you that we're gonna get some revenge against the Judgment Day, and we will do that by taking what they value the most. And this is where Tommaso Ciampa was like, and yeah, speaking of revenge, what the Miz just said, I have a plan against the Judgment Day, And this is where R-Truth was like, huh? But what are you talking about? This is where Tommaso Ciampa was like, I said, are you ready? And this is where R-Truth was like, oh, I see what you guys doing. You're trying to be you're gonna do this by some rags, like Regeneration X. I love it. And then this is where the Miz is like, it's actually Degeneration X, and he was like, you know what, never mind that, that's exactly what you need. It is gonna be absolutely awesome with his trademark awesome catchphrase. And this is where R-Truth's like, before we leave the clubhouse, I make sure the retrieve my TV that I let them have, but it seems like they're not going to need this anymore. And then this is where Tommaso Ciampa, and then this is where R-Truth's like, they don't even have the cord on. And this is where Johnny Gargano hilariously questioned him, saying, "Is it wireless?" And then this is where R-Truth's like, "Nope." And then this is where Michael Cole jokingly said, hey, if you're not going to be, if R-Truth, if you're not going to be using that, you might as well bring it out here to me and Pat. It sure beats the monitors that we have to be, the small screen monitors that we have to be squinting to see the action. Which I would say maybe it would be too big for the TV monitors that him and Pac has, for a good reason, because the announce table may be big, but it's not too big enough to hold on to bigger TV computer monitors. But this is where we got Drew McIntyre in the ring. He was like, hey, people here in San Jose, I want to thank you guys, for making this, putting y'all's hands together and praying that that I will have this moment and walking out of the Elimination Chamber as your new not intercon. I'm talking about. As your number one contender for the World Heavyweight Champion on the road to WrestleMania. Fans are like, yeah, you absolutely welcome. Like, and he's like, I've been wishing this for my whole entire life since when my first reign as world champion, and it's thanks to you all, guys. This was a very out of character moment. Like, before I continue with his promo, as him playing the heel, because he's now officially a heel technically, because he's no longer being the nice guy that's trying to get an opportunity for a world championship, and every time he tried to play it the nice guy way, like ever since his last two reigns, like from the pandemic, like when the pandemic era was over in WWE, when he had his chance against Roman Reigns, he got it taken away just because he was being a nice guy, and that's not gonna happen again. Like he's even if they did interfere in this match, but this is where. Drew McIntyre did continue on this promo saying, like, Drew McIntyre this is gonna be Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship. Everybody's like, yeah, like since we're gonna have CM Punk, we might as well have this match. And this is where Drew McIntyre's like, to be honest, he said with him looking in the doctor's eyes, he was like, who do you think I am, CM Punk? Like, I'm like, nothing's not going to stop me from making it to WrestleMania. Fans are like, yes, we're proudly to hear this from DM Hunk here, like if he wants to be referred to. This is where he sits down and crossing his, like, with his legs crossed, like CM Punk did when he did that infamous pipe bomb back in 2011. But this is where he continued on this microphone saying, like, and this is where he's like, Punk, let's talk in pipe bombing, a pipe bombing moment, which it kind of was true because he put in reality with kayfabe with him being the reason why CM Punk cannot main event WrestleMania is because of Drew, but it was on accident in the reality side of it. And now, like, regardless, like on what's the relationship, the working co-working relationship between Drew and CM Punk is, like, whether if it's a positive CM Punk going to be main event WrestleMania until next year. But anyway, this is where Drew McIntyre was like, I know I took your spot. I accidentally injured you. And he was like, and I thought of you in that match. Like, I thought of something special, like, just for you, Punk. Like, I know you're straight edge. Like, I know you don't drink. Like, so the way of all, like, the drive twice, like, is the best way to celebrate. Fans are like, yeah, like, a very heartwarming and out of character moment, which he was still in character, but he was talking like if he was going out of character. This was all right. Like, let's get back to serious business. Like, I just want to get this out of my chest. Like, I want to talk to you, champ. Like, if you indulge me, like, this is Mr. Rollins. Like, come on down here without further ado, and let's handle or discuss business more likely, which that's what they exactly did as soon as Seth Rollins came in the ring. But yeah, it's very unfortunate this year's WrestleMania, and it's all because of the guy that's the number one contender, but on an accident. But even though he's playing this role of saying he purposely did that, and he was praying like if he was a spiritual man to see if his ticket, get his ticket of becoming the replacement, entering as and getting his ticket of becoming the CM Punk replacement, if that makes sense, of course. But yeah, he calls him out, and you know the rules. Well, this was obvious that Drew McIntyre was calling him out because he told him to come out here and let's discuss business, like, and with their future WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. This is where he came out here, but the fans were singing the song like, oh, which that never gets old, of course. This is where Drew McIntyre starts smiling and smirking. He's like, you really call yourself a champion? Like, wow, Wrestle Hub might be right about you, or Wrestling Hub, I should say, or Wrestling Rambles. Mr. John Wrestling Rambles, I should call him. Which I understand what's his problem with Seth Rollins. You cannot take him serious as a world champion. Maybe he could be a bit too silly at times, but he's still an entertaining figure in WWE. So I cannot agree with him entirely. Like when it comes to WWE, like him being the workhorse champion, and he takes that very seriously when it comes to him defending that title and being a true champion. Despite Joker or whatever and stuff, and he may or babyface, I think he puts on a very entertaining show, and he's the total opposite of Roman Reigns. He don't defend his title when he feels like it. He defends that title when he has to, or when he don't have to, of course, but when he has to do it, or even when he's willing to do it, like willing to defend his title for those who deserves that shot at the championship, were number one contenders for that championship, or even the ones that don't deserve it. Like I'm not saying that Jinder Mahal don't deserve it. Like I'm saying like they probably easily gave him a shot at that championship without building him up for that, for making him a dominant main eventer again, like they did back in 2017. Like maybe they should have built him up like from then, like they did right there, right? And then use that like for like and have him continuing, have him win matches and continuing to do that until he faced Seth Rollins, and that'll be the only guy he will defeat. And come to think of it, I haven't seen Jinder Mahal on WWE television since like he lost to Seth Rollins on that episode of Monday Night Raw back in the end of at the end of January a month ago, like at the go home edition of Raw before the Royal Rumble. But anyway, this is where Drew McIntyre's like, let's do this my way, and it'll be me and you. Like it's not gonna be. Like you wasn't like you holding that championship wasn't an easy job, and me getting this number one contender spot was an easy job. Like so, we can agree that so we can all agree that this get to the spot at WrestleMania, and then you going on a leg and you're injured back, and you're not sure and he's like, and you're going to SmackDown to try to fight someone else's battles, like in the problem with someone that has problem with the bloodline. When we need you here on Raw, 100%, me and you one-on-one for this title, and showing that we're the better show, like we've been showing for the past few months. Like you, and he's like, and then he was like, and then on SmackDown, screw all them. Like when I become World Heavyweight Champion, it won't be my time. Like SmackDown, like and SmackDown's gonna be on fire, begging on their knees, like for help. Like I'm, like